Steve Riley returns to Bashley. Basingstoke Bison battle the Slough Jets. And Alton Town fight to keep their ground. Hello and welcome to Sportsweek. I'm Graham Marshall. AFC Totton's manager Steve Riley spent 7 years at Bashley, who were AFC Totton's opponents this week. Bashley and Totton are drawing on points, so Riley will be hoping for a successful return to his old club. Liam Garahan was at the game.
Steve Riley brings AFC Totton back here to Bashley, his old stomping ground where he spent 7 years as a manager. It's a battle of the stags of a New Forest derby.
I've managed Bashley for 7 years, so I'm coming back here for the first time, so it's a bit unknown territory for me, but I'm looking forward to it, seeing some people already that I haven't seen for a while, so I've said hello to them, and you know, that'll all finish when the match kicks off. Bashley want to beat Totton and Totton want to beat Bashley, and that's what I'm here for, to try and get 3 points and carry on from Saturday. You know, took the club to the highest level and they've stayed there ever since. So it's nice. There's some great people that work behind the scenes at Bashley, and you know, it's the Southern League status is important, and you know, and the people deserve it. So it's great for everybody in the Forest, and that's probably my best memory, getting promotion.
Steve Riley may have signed most of Bashley's players, but he shouldn't be expecting any favours, as they'll be looking to get one over their old boss. It was the Stags of Totton who got off to the better start. Dave Allen forced the keeper into a smart save to his left. Totton made their early pressure pay as James Coots curled his shot into the bottom corner. They continue to ask questions of Bashley's defence in the second half, with former Bash player Gillespie rattling the crossbar. Bashley's best chance of the game had the crowd fooled, but the header went narrowly over. Dave Allen latched onto the end of a drilled cross, sending the ball into the empty net. Totten's third came from a familiar source, Gillespie finally finding the back of the net with a little help from his former teammates. Riley received a great reception from both sets of supporters after the final whistle, despite the scoreline.
When we had possession in the final third, we were clinical tonight, and I think that was a difference. Our 2 goals to finish off from Dave Allen and Richard Gillespie were well worked goals. So you know, I think Bashley probably be a bit hard done by with their second half possession, but I just thought they lacked a cutting edge in front of goal, whereas we didn't.
It was a triumphant return for Steve Riley, as it was his Stags who took the 3 points back across the New Forest. Liam Garahan, Winchester News Online.
Alton Town FC's future has been put under threat after the brewery who owns the ground has told them they will be evicted at the end of the season. Harvey Taylor has more.
Alton Town Football Club face the prospect of being without a stadium next season. Molson Coors, the owners of the Coors Sports Ground, have decided to sell the land for property development, which would bring to an end Alton's stay at the ground lasting nearly 30 years. The club fear this would be fatal for their long-term future.
The brewery have now decided that they want to sell the land for development, for housing or whatever, and have given us notice to quit at the end of this football season. So that's it in a nutshell.
The club needs a stadium with similar facilities in order to carry on playing in their league. The brewery is supposed to find them this new site.
They have been looking, they have tried, they have failed, and so now they have come to the conclusion that they simply want to turf us out.
Neil Thompson, the general manager of Alton Brewery, feels redeveloping the site would be better for the wider Alton community.
The sale of the site would provide more housing for local people in town without putting pressure on greenfield sites on the outskirts of Alton. Molson Coors has a long history as part of Alton. With this change, we would also look to provide leisure facilities of greater benefit to the wider Alton community.
Unfortunately for Alton Town, soon they may have to call somewhere else home. Harvey Taylor, Winchester News Online, Alton.
The Basingstoke Bison took on local rivals, the Slough Jets. The Bison are still chasing the Manchester Phoenix at the top of the table and will be wanting maximum points from the weekend. Lewis Salter reports.
The Bison were looking forward to unleashing new signing Jaroslav Cesky on Saturday against local rivals the Slough Jets, as the herd were trying to maintain pole position in the EPL. It took midway into the second period before the Bison exploded, with 3 goals coming in just over a minute of play. The first was mauled in by Joe Rand. The second came when player coach Doug Shepherd sent the puck gliding past the Jets netminder. And the third, a coolly taken finish from Joe Miller. The Jets' frustration was evident as the atmosphere on the ice reached boiling point. Jets Greener felt that Joe Rand had deliberately struck him in the face with his stick. However, it was Greener who received the 10-minute penalty. The Bison managed to make the score 4-0 2 minutes before the end of the second period through Greg Owen, who was assisted by new boy Cesky, leaving the Jets chasing the Bison by 4 goals at the start of the final period. It seemed as though the Jets' fuse had finally been lit in the third period as Bakralek opened the scoring. It didn't take much longer for Bakralek to provide more fireworks, this time in the form of a scuffle with Bison defenceman Alex Simmons. It was the Bison who provided the next goal as Joe Miller once again beat Greg Rockman. Tuwalski managed a consolation late on. But it was the Bison who had the last laugh 2 minutes from time as Doug Shepherd scored his second, leaving the final score 6-2 to the Bison. Lewis Salter, Winchester News Online, Basingstoke.
And finally, the Winchester University men's rugby team have had a poor start to their season. Sam Sheard went to a training session to see if they can improve their form.
As well known for their off-field antics as their on-field ability, the Winchester University rugby team are one of the most infamous sports teams on campus. However, they work as hard as they play and have won the Cesar Cup 2 years in a row, leaving this year's intake with a tough act to follow. I'm here at their training session to find out more. After losing the first 3 games of the season, the Winchester University rugby team are working hard to turn it around. I caught up with captain Toby Salmon to hear his plans for this season and beyond.
Yeah, really looking forward to this season. Obviously we played a couple of games, a bit of a slow start because obviously we've got a lot of new players. We lost 12 out of our first team last year, so it's been a bit of a slow start getting everyone back together, but lots of training, lots of fitness and trying to get it back to where we were. We've lost all 3 of our first games, but I'm really pleased with how we played. It's all the way through it's been positive. Everyone's got back up after points been scored against us, and we've scored points once points been scored against us, so I'm happy. With strong defence, no one's really getting through us. We just need to work, we just need to gel as a team. I'm going to be here for another couple of seasons, don't know if I'll be captain next year, but definitely this season sort of aim for middle, upper table, but really look for next year because we're only losing 4 third years next year. So we'll have a massive squad next year and really hopefully win the league. So.
Despite a poor start to the season, the rugby team are confident they can match their off-field infamy with on-field success this season. Sam Sheard, Winchester News Online.
That's all from Sports Week, but for more award-winning news and sport, log on to winol.co.uk. We'll leave you with October's Goals of the Month. Goodbye.